Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. It is fairly short. There's a link in the description. It is a tragedy, as we see from the headline here. This young man has been shot and killed. He was 12 years of age. His name was Jamari Jackson. This happened in a South Carolina middle school. He was within the school, walking down the school hallway, when this other student, also a 12-year-old, ran up to Jamari and shot him. One shot in the chest. Regrettably, Jamari died of that gunshot wound. The shooter, the 12-year-old boy, that whose name hasn't been disclosed, fled the scene on foot. He was found by police with a gun, and he was arrested without incident. So that's a good thing. Things could have gotten nasty, but thankfully, the 12-year-old killer was arrested without incident. So, of course, full condolences to the family concerned, and the school. They're all going to be completely shocked by this situation, and unfortunately, this isn't the only example of a very young person shooting another very young person. We're seeing this quite a lot. I've got a video live. I'll try to put that in the link towards the beginning of the video, of a, if I recall the details correctly, a 12-year-old girl shot her 14-year-old cousin. I may have the details slightly wrong, and then moments later, like literally 2 seconds later, she shot herself. And there is a video of that incident. It was broadcast live on Instagram. There is a video of that incident, which I have watched, and yeah, I mean, it's just shocking. It's just absolutely crazy, and this situation has led to the loss of the life of young Jamari Jackson. So such a tragedy. We're going to look through the details. A South Carolina middle school student has died after another student shot him. Jamari Jackson, 12 years of age, was rushed to the Prisma Health Greenville Memorial after a fellow 12-year-old shot him in the hallway at Tanglewood Middle School in the 7th grade wing of the school. According to a coroner's report, the victim was shot once in the chest and passed away. Here's a quote from another 7th grader at the school. "We were just walking down the hallway. He was walking really fast and he looked really nervous, and then there was just a whole crowd of kids. All of a sudden, he just reaches into his backpack and just pulls out a gun and fired one shot." So that's a witness describing the shooter, what the shooter did. Shortly after the shooting, the suspect fled the school on foot. Police located him hiding under a deck at a home off of Easley Bridge Road. Police said the suspect had a handgun on him but was taken into custody without incident. The suspect has been charged with murder, possession of a weapon during a violent crime, unlawful possession of a weapon by a person under the age of 18, and possession of a firearm on school property. The motive for the shooting is unknown, and if there are updates, I'll happily go over them, make a new video if there are significant updates in regards to this case. What a tragedy. Really, I'm going to say, and you may disagree with me, it's fine if you do, but obviously it's an absolute tragedy that this young man's life was taken away from him, shot in the chest whilst at school, dead. Absolute crazy, shocking for everyone. All of the other kids that witnessed the shooting, that heard the shooting, even just those that come to learn that a shooting took place at their school and that their friend, their classmate, Jamari Jackson, his life was taken. And in addition to that, on the flip side of that, those kids that saw their friend, the shooter, kill somebody, kill a fellow classmate. I mean, it's absolute craziness. It's going to cause all kinds of trauma for the teachers concerned and everyone concerned. How does the school cope with this? What do they do now? Do they bring in metal detectors? I guess the answer would be yes. Do they bring in additional security staff? I guess, regrettably, the answer is yes. What's the other alternative? End schools and have students learn from home. I'm not even saying that facetiously. I think that would be an option that would be on the table at this point. I'm not saying it's the best option, but it could be. I don't have kids myself, but if I were to, if I had the luxury of being able to teach them from home or have them be taught from home, then that's something that I would likely take advantage of if I had the luxury to do that. I would imagine you'd need to have, plenty of time available to school your children and a certain temperament, certain skills, etc., which perhaps I would lack. But in any case, what a tragedy. What would you do? And also, for the boy, what's going on with the shooter? We don't actually know anything about the shooter other than they are a 12-year-old. I'm presuming. No. It does. One of the witnesses confirms that it was a boy that was a shooter. So what's going on with them? They're going to be charged with murder. They're going to be facing several different charges, but the most significant being charged with murder at the age of 12, the tender age of 12, being charged with murder. Absolute craziness. What's going to happen with the boy's parents? I mean, how the heck did this 12-year-old get a gun? It's not his own gun. He's gotten it from somewhere. Who? Where did he get it from? I would suggest, sheer speculation, of course, but my guess would be he would have gotten it from his parents, or at least from someone that lives with him, from the home. I would think he would have got it from. That's a guess. That may not be the case. He may have had friends that have guns, but yeah, I mean, I would think that there is the strong chance that the parents could be considered to be liable or responsible to some extent, should they have had a gun and ammunition unsecured that this 12-year-old shooter had access to. And we've seen this situation. We've got that Ethan Crumbly. Is it Crumbly? I think I've got the name slightly wrong, but Ethan Crumbly, who shot, and if I recall, shot several people. I think he killed 3 or 4 at his school. And I can't remember the full details. Forgive me. I'll go through so many different cases like this, articles like this. I get a little bit muddled. But Ethan Crumbly, if I recall, his parents have been arrested. His parents are facing a trial because they bought the boy, who was 16, if I recall. They bought him a gun, if I recall. I may have that wrong. So a slightly different situation, but not entirely different. If this 12-year-old shooter did, in fact, take the gun from his family home, from his parents, or from somebody else that lives at the home, a sibling, an uncle, an auntie, or what have you, then I would dare say that they too will be facing culpability charges, would be my guess. That would be my guess entirely. So it's odd. Normally I say, at the end of this type of article, I normally say, look, let's hope that they catch the perpetrator. They've done that. That's great. Good work, police officers. Well done. I don't suppose it was that hard to track this boy down, though, but well done nonetheless. And we hope that they go through a trial and are jailed for a significant amount of time. Indeed, actually, the death penalty. I don't know if the death penalty applies in South Carolina. I suppose we could do a quick Google search in regards to that. Would I personally like to see this 12-year-old boy suffer the death penalty for having murdered this other 12-year-old boy? Would I like to see that? I don't mean literally would I like to see that. Would I like for that to happen? I don't know. I'm in a bit of a quandary. I'm probably sitting on the fence on that one. I don't fully support it, and I don't fully not support it. So Google is telling us that South Carolina is now prepared to carry out executions by firing squad. Yes, I saw this article just a few days ago, actually, or a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so the death penalty is very much in place in South Carolina, can actually be done by firing squad, or electric chair if lethal injection is not possible. Should that be applied to a 12-year-old boy? Should that be applied to a 12-year-old boy? You know what? I'm struggling to come to an answer. I kind of want to say yes, but I don't want to say yes. So I feel like a bit of a hypocrite. I do feel that child murderers ought to be given the death penalty, and this is a child murderer. This 12-year-old killed a child, murdered a child. I kind of think they do deserve the death penalty. I don't know. I think that's where I'm at. Pretty much sitting on the fence, but erring towards the side of a death penalty. Don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are and the reasons for your thoughts. I'm going to wrap things up here. If this is the type of content that you appreciate, that you value, please do give me some encouragement, like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. I'm trying to make multiple videos about true crime cases that are published today or perhaps yesterday, certainly very recently. I'm pumping out multiple videos every day. If you do appreciate that, then give me some support. I may have a membership system before long. I'm interested in doing live streams. Let me know if you'd like to watch a live stream or two, or join in any way. I'll wrap things up here. Thank you very much for listening, and again, full condolences to the family concerned, his parents, his siblings, should he have any, we don't know, and all of the other students in the school. An absolute tragedy. And you know, whether or not the 12-year-old shooter gets the death penalty, let's hope that they do face stiff justice.